This is Joe the Poet. I'm here live with 24/7 Magazine. Definitely check them out. Authentic.
First off, I'd like to thank you for coming in and sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, can you tell our viewers who you are and where you came from?
My name is Joe the Poet. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Me and my cousin over here came to Atlanta for the All-Star Weekend to connect and, you know, get to meet more people along the way.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your childhood and growing up and how you got off into doing music.
Well, my childhood was pretty tough. Growing up, I didn't live in the greatest areas. I lived on 183rd and Webster in the Bronx. It's pretty known as the rough area. Growing up, being around the streets a lot, I was able to embedded some of the things I was able to see around my way. So I needed an outlet to release all the tensions and trauma and experiences that I was going through, and music became one of the outlets for me. And that's how everything started with my journey.
Okay. Now, being from New York, it's known for the gangs, the violence, the crime, and the music as well. And gravitating into today's, or New York used to be a staple in the industry. How do you feel about now you can't even get the real authentic New York sound because everyone is sounding like they from the South?
Like people say, you gotta adapt within time, and it's unfortunate that the music now is where it's at in New York City, where, like you said, the authentics of it is pretty much gone for the most part. At least it's not publicized enough like the way it used to be back in the days. I like to stay true to myself. I come from that type of background, the music style of music. It sucks. For me personally, it sucks to see how it has transitioned over to where it's at today, where a lot of people just copying the same type of style, same type of flow, same type of instrumentals that they're using. So, everything right now in New York is drill music, drill beats. So everybody want to rap on a drill beat. Every single person want to sing, and so it's just sad that people not staying true to themselves.
Okay. Now you as an artist, what type of flavor and style do you bring?
Rawness, definitely. I'm pure with mines. I'm more of a 90s style type of rapper where I speak about my experiences and my journey that I'm currently on. Now, I'm a storyteller. A lot of people like to compare me to like the Commons, the Nas's. Not to say that I'm on their level, obviously, but that's just the type of sound that they get when they listen to my music.
Okay. Now, the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
everybody was shut down, the industry shut down, and it kind of opened the doors for a lot more different styles and sounds to actually be heard, and people are starting to adapt more to it. Do you think that the original sound of New York has a chance of resonating back to the surface?
I'm hopeful for it. I feel like everything always come back full circle. There's times where we got to go through a long period of stretches where we got to get adjusted to something different. But it's always saturated. So I feel like, in due time, hopefully, the New York music will come back to the way it is known to be.
All right. Now, in reference to being in this industry, what has been some of the things that you maybe like eye shocking to you to where you didn't know, this is what the industry is about, and now it's like, okay, I see.
You gotta know your business. Everybody here is not your friend. Everybody, it's not your family. So try to stay ahead of the pack. Try to read enough books as possible. Try to be within the right groups, with the right circle, the right like-minded people that's on the same path as you. Don't take criticism too hard, because there are people that are genuinely trying to give you great feedback, but there's also people that are trying to bring you down too. So you got to try to balance the two, and support. More supporters come from strangers than to do your own peers. I learned that the hard way.
Okay. Now, there's this major struggle in the industry between the old heads and the newer generation. What where do you stand on that?
Um, You know, I guess it depends what's the message that's being said. I like to think that, you know, the old heads are just trying to give you some game, some knowledge, some jewels. And the younger generation is like, man, fuck that. Oh, I don't know if I can curse. But okay, yeah. So they're just like, nah, I'm not trying to listen to him. You know, this is what's in. But I feel like everybody should be able to pick apart from each other's brains and try to use it in a way for you to get better leverage along the way. That's just me.
Okay. Now, this industry has changed a lot of people. You know, to the term of when people say I keep it real, I keep it 100. What is your definition of keeping it real?
My story. That just nobody can write my story better than me. This is what I see. This is what I witnessed. This is what I known it to be. I don't fabricate nothing. Whether you want to believe it or not is up to you. But I'm still gonna deliver my story because there's thousands of people that's going through different things that you and I may not know until they hear a story that they're able to relate to and like, yo, that shit hit home. Like I feel that. So everybody has their own audience, you know, and just trying to find your audience is the biggest thing that I also learned. Finding your own audience, yeah.
Okay. So now education comes with experience. What is one of the quickest things that you learned in this industry?
You can't wait for nobody. For one, if you want to do something, you got to go ahead and go attack it, go chase it, because it's not going to fall in your lap. I learned that as well too. And you got to invest in yourself. A lot of people don't invest in themselves. You know, it's great to have people that's willing to put money in for you, but at the same time, you got to grind for what you want. I shouldn't be grinding harder for you for something that I believe in you to see.
Yeah, good point. You know what I mean? Which was actually one of my next questions.
Okay.
Because a lot, you know, we talk to a lot of younger artists and they don't feel like they need to put money into the marketing because they have social media. You know, do you feel like social media is the do-all, stand-all, or?
I mean, that's where it's at today, but also people put in money to market what they have on social media, which then generates the fans and the numbers. So the more people that get to see it and fucks with what you have, then the easier the money flow begins. But that doesn't happen until you put money into marketing. Like, you got to put money in somewhere. It's just not going to just fall on your lap.
Okay. Now, for you, are you more of a lyricist or you rather have the beat and let the beat sell you?
Nah, I think I'm more of a lyricist, in my personal opinion. I believe to think I'm more of a lyricist than anything else.
Okay. So how many projects do you have out, or do you have any?
Well, I have 2 projects that's out. 2 albums that's out. I'm still working on the 3rd one. I'm trying to give it some time so people can compare, contrast, and hear the growth between the last 2 projects. Back then, I used to think that I need to continuously drop music, drop, and I wasn't allowing life to build me up a story to write. So now I understand why, you know, people take time with their albums, because it's like you gotta allow life to come in to help you then think and write about, you know, the stories and experiences that you had going on. So now it's been I think 4 years since I dropped the last album, and I'm kind of ready to release everything that I have. So.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about the last project. You know, so what are some of the top records off the project? You know, and what was the response to the project?
I want to say I have a song there called Depression. I used to go through a lot of mental anxiety, and on that song per se, I actually shot a video for it. You know, I'll try to highlight how you and I could be the best of friends, you know, when we see each other in the street. And we know we laugh, giggle, yada, yada, yada. But then the moment I go home, you know, we don't check on one another. So we don't know what's really going on at home. I think a lot of people are actually going through that, where they, not to say they throw a facade, but, you know, once you leave your home, it's like you got to attack them on the life itself, what's going on. But then when you go home, you battling your demons again. So I used to go through that a lot. I used to have a high drinking problem. I used to get addicted to pills, like codeine, perks, and all that. So going home, it was like me finding my demons constantly. So in the video, you know, I highlighted, I showed me drinking a bottle of Patron, getting drunk. I actually got drunk then shooting the video. Like, I wanted to, that's how real I wanted it to be, feel me? So it's like, all right, we're just gonna portray it that way. And then there's a scene where I'm in a bathtub and I'm trying to lift myself up and somebody's pushing me down, which is myself. So, and then at the end of the video, you see me go to SOBs in New York City. I'm performing. You know, everybody's dapping me up, cheering for me, and it's like, yo, this is actually what's going on in real life. So, you know, try to check up on your friends as much as possible. Check up on your loved ones. You know, it's not always when you see each other in the street that everything is fine. It's not always that, or whatever you post on social media, there's an indication that you're doing well. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I'll say that.
All right. So now the new project you got coming up, do you already have a title for it?
It's called Spotlight. I had this title in my head for like the last 6 years. It's just me letting the world know that I'm ready to be in the spotlight and, you know, show the world what I'm capable of in different avenues of music, different sounds, but still staying true to myself, still delivering my message. Like, I know where I'm at, level-headed. I understand my type of lane and where I belong.
Okay. So who are some like any features and who's behind production?
Beyond production, I have a producer out in Cali, Boom Slap Beats. I have a producer out in the Netherlands, Drum Naka. My homeboy who moved to Tampa, Alonzo Fury. They're behind my production. Features right now, I have Fancy LaFleur in Queens. And that's about it at this given time, as I'm still trying to shuffle out, you know, what songs goes where. Because I have about like 65 songs recorded already.
So have you dropped a single from it yet?
I dropped a couple of singles last year because during the pandemic, I'm trying to see like what I can sell, what I can move. I dropped about 3 singles from it, and I'm about to get ready to drop the 4th one.
Okay. So what's been the response so far for those?
So far so good. They just waiting to see like the whole package and see, you know, what it's about. But I know in today's era, everybody's doing singles after singles and pushing that single and then working on the next thing. I'm old school. I'm just gonna drop 15, 17 songs and run with it and see what, you know, I get. That's all.
Okay. Now, if you could give any advice to younger artists that's trying to get into the game, or somebody that's actually watching you and try to pattern themselves after you, what would it be?
Just one advice? Man, what would I say? Believe in yourself first. That's the thing. That's like the biggest thing, because a lot of people quickly allow other people to get in their heads. You know, this ain't for you. You shouldn't be doing this. I just feel like nobody's great in the beginning, ever. You know, you gotta practice. It takes time to nurture your craft and let it grow. So without believing in yourself first, there's no way you're gonna go to the practice. You know what I mean? To work on it. So believe in yourself first.
Okay. Now, you know, New York history. Top 5 greatest rappers from New York.
I'm gonna put Hove. I'm gonna put Nas. And in no particular order, but I'm gonna put Hove. I'm gonna put Nas. Pun. KRS-One. I mean, I like Big L. I mean, Big L is one of my dudes, lyrics wise. So I'm gonna put Big L up there.
Okay. Not a bad 5. Top 5 slept on.
Top 5 slept on. I want to say Fred the Godson was slept on a lot. Nah, I don't like French. Wow. I think Joe Budden is slept on, even though he's from Jersey, but I like his music. I like the story he puts on. Papoose. I think a lot of people don't give him a lot of credit for his lyricism. Let's see, that's 3. Two more. Shit, I'll put myself. I'll put myself up there, and I think Don Q slept on too. I think because of him being with A Boogie getting most of the popularity behind it. I think he has a great opportunity to like develop and grow, but he's not getting the proper respect that he should get.
Okay. So over the next year, what can we expect from you?
Grinding more, smart, grind smartly. I used to spend a lot of money. I used to just, try to put my money where I think it belonged without doing the proper researching. So I'm doing better researching. I'm trying to build a better team that's gonna help push me. Whenever you start feeling down, you need somebody that's gonna uplift you. Music and definitely more merch. I realized how important merch is, and when I did my taxes for my business, I saw the money that came in, and I was like, wow, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if people want to follow your movement, where can they find you?
Everywhere, Music by the Poet, spelled properly. I also have a website, musicbythepoet.net, where you see all my bio, my merch, my music, and more videos also I'm gonna be working on as well too. I need to have more video content.
Cool.